रक्षा राज्य मंत्री श्री संजय जी सेठ, चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ जनरल अनिल चौहान, चीफ ऑफ नेवल स्टाफ एडमिरल डी.के. त्रिपाठी, सेक्रेटरी डिफेंस प्रोडक्शन श्री संजीव कुमार, delegates from friendly foreign countries, senior officials from armed forces and the government of India, members from our shipyards and industry leaders, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to address this distinguished gathering at Samudra Utkarsh, celebrating excellence in shipbuilding in India since ancient times. This theme reflects not just an industrial ambition, but a civilizational continuum. Since ancient times, naval power has been one of the most decisive indicators of a nation's strength, security, and civilizational reach. Civilizations that mastered the seas, whether for trade, exploration, or defense, they gained unmatched strategic advantage, economic prosperity, and the cultural influence. Friends, the maritime story of India did not begin with the rise of modern navies or commercial shipping. It began long before recorded history, during the days of the Indus Valley civilization around 2500 BCE. Archaeological discoveries in the Lothal, Gujarat, one of the world's earliest planned port cities, revealed sophisticated dockyards, tidal channels, warehouse systems, and the navigational design. These were not rudimentary structures. They reflected a deep understanding of the hydrology, engineering, and the maritime trade flows. This evidence reminds us of a profound truth that India did not merely inherit shipbuilding traditions, it helped define them. The world's maritime history carries an Indian imprint. The oceans are not boundaries of our ancestors, they were bridges of cultural, economic, and the strategic engagements. In honoring this legacy today, we do not look back with nostalgia, we look forward with purpose. From Lothal's ancient docks to the modern shipyards of Mumbai, Goa, Visakhapatnam, Kolkata, and Cochin, India's maritime journey is a story of the evolution and resilience. Our ancestors traded not only spices, cotton, and beads, they carried ideas, values, and culture across the continents. Even in the accounts of the foreign travelers, India was recognized not just as a land of power, but as a maritime civilization. That civilizational continuity continues today. We carry forward the spirit of exploration, innovation, and the connectivity that guided our ancestors thousands of years ago. Friends, we have seen numerous examples of strong navies, building the supremacy of empires across times. The British Empire could establish its dominance over the world due to its strong navy. The Germans dominated the seas during World War II with a technological innovation called U-boat, or as we call it today, submarines. Today, we see the might of aircraft carriers. Aircraft carriers are among the most significant instruments of the modern military power because they allow a nation to project air power across vast distances without relying on foreign bases. Their presence can deter adversaries, reassure partners, and shape the strategic environment before conflict even begins. Friends, even today, global commerce and security depend heavily on maritime routes. Sea lanes of communication are the arteries of the global trade, carrying nearly 90% of the world's merchandise. They transport critical goods ranging from crude oil, coal, and rare earth metals to food grains and other manufactured goods. In 2023, global trade in ocean goods was 2.2 trillion US dollars. For India, the reliance on maritime trade is especially high. Almost 95% of India's trade by volume and around 70% by value travels via sea routes. This also due to India's strategic location in the Indian Ocean and 7,500 kilometer long coastline. This mode of transportation remains the most economical and efficient mode for moving bulk cargo across continents, enabling global supply chains and supporting national economies. Friends, we have assembled here today to mark a new chapter in India's enduring legacy of the shipbuilding excellence. It is carried forward by the shipyards of Bharat, our guardians. India today stands proud of its vibrant shipbuilding industry. This strength is anchored in a wide network of the defense public sector undertakings such as MDL, GSL, GRSE, and HSL, supported by Cochin Shipyard Limited and a dynamic private sector partners like Larsen and Toubro. Together, they safeguard our national and maritime interests, both at home and across the globe. Friends, what truly sets India apart is its integrated end-to-end shipbuilding ecosystem. From concept design and modular construction, outfitting, refit, repair, and full life cycle support, every stage of the shipbuilding process is indigenously developed and executed. Our public and private shipyards, backed by thousands of MSMEs, have created a robust value chain that spans steel, propulsions, electronics, sensors, and advanced combat systems. Friends, I am proud to say that every ship of the Indian Navy and the Indian Coast Guard currently under construction is being built in Indian shipyards. And this stands as a testament to Atmanirbhar Bharat and the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. With continued policy, thrust and demonstrated capability, I am confident that soon our commercial fleet too will be built entirely in India. Our shipyards on both coasts now operate modern fabrication lines, advanced material handling systems, automated design tools, model testing facilities, and digital shipyard technologies. These are all aligned with the global benchmarks. Friends, I am happy to share that the transformation of India's shipbuilding sector is underpinned by a series of forward-looking policy reforms. These include the Maritime India Vision 2030 and the Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047, defense production and export promotion policy, the recently launched Defense Procurement Manual 62 projects in ongoing indigenous design and development. We also boast of high indigenous content of our platforms. Some of our shipyards are on track to secure 100% indigenous content within this decade. This means that any naval vessel supplied from India will suffer minimum supply chain disruptions. Our shipyards are also vital pillars of India's emerging blue economy. Beyond defense platforms, they design and build a wide range of specialized vessels such as oceanographic research ships, fisheries production vessels, hydrographic survey ships, pollution control vessels, and coastal patrol craft. And these platforms enable deeper scientific understanding of our seas, strengthen monitoring of the marine ecosystems, ensure sustainable exploration of fisheries, and enhance maritime law enforcement capabilities across India's vast coastline and exclusive economic zone. Friends, equally important is the shift towards green, efficient, and sustainable shipbuilding practices. Our shipyards are increasingly adopting environment-friendly technologies, and these advancements position our shipyards as active contributors to climate-resilient maritime growth. In doing so, the shipyards of Bharat are shaping a sustainable blue economy for the future also. Indian-built platforms have repeatedly demonstrated that they serve humanity, not just national defense. From Operation Rahat in Yemen in 2015 to Operation Samudra Setu during the pandemic, Indian warships have brought citizens home, delivered medical aid, and provided relief across the Indian Ocean. Friends, we have seen recently that during the Myanmar earthquake of the 2025, India launched Operation Brahma, deploying Indian-built platforms such as INS Satpura, INS Savitri, INS Ghadial, INS Karmuk, and LCU-52, which delivered vital humanitarian relief at scale. Further, this year, a daring medical evacuation from MV Helen Star was executed using the indigenous aircraft carrier INS Vikrant, rescuing crew members of multiple nationalities. In a high-risk anti-piracy mission, INS Kolkata secured the hijacked MV Ruin, ensuring the safety of its crew and compelling the pirates to surrender. These missions underscore a simple truth, that the Indian shipyards are building ships that protect borders, save lives, and uphold global maritime stability. These activities are further facilitated by the digital transformation, artificial intelligence-enabled shipyard processes, hybrid propulsion, and future fuel readiness. All these ensure that India is aligned with global benchmarks and ready to serve international fleets. Friends, ships from friendly foreign nations are increasingly coming to Indian shipyards for the complex refits. And this is a clear recognition of India's capability, reliability, and the cost competitiveness. Our ambition is clear. We want to become the preferred sustainment and repair hub for the entire Indo-Pacific region. And I would like to take this opportunity to highlight various fields that can be explored in the Indian shipbuilding sector. India's shipbuilding ecosystem today stands on the strength of the multiple world-class platforms that reflect our technological maturity and industrial depth. In the defense sector, our shipyards are delivering some of the most advanced vessels in the Indo-Pacific. The indigenous aircraft carriers INS Vikrant, built by the Cochin Shipyard Limited, represents a major milestone. India is among the select few nations capable of designing and constructing such a complex platform. Garden Reach shipbuilders and engineers and Mazgaon Dock shipbuilders are producing state-of-the-art surface combatants such as steel frigates, destroyers, and ultra-modern anti-ship warfare, shallow water, and corvette-class ships. Goa Shipyard Limited is building high-technology next-generation offshore petrol vessels and missile vessels. Equally significant is our progress below the sea. The Kalvari-class submarines built at MDL with increasing indigenization highlight India's growing competence in underwater warfare platforms. Together, these flagship projects underline not only naval strength, but also India's expanding design capability, automation, and systems integration expertise. Friends, Indian shipyards are also emerging as major players in the global commercial and dual-use maritime industry. Cochin Shipyard Limited has delivered high-end passenger and cargo vessels, coastal ferries, and pollution control and research ships, and is constructing the world's most advanced deep-sea mining support vessel for ISRO and the National Institute of the Ocean Technology. Larsen and Toubro Shipbuilding has built technologically sophisticated high-speed interceptor craft and offshore petrol vessels that are now being exported. Meanwhile, the private sector is rising as a force multiplier, producing green fuel vessels, LNG carriers, roll-on, roll-off vessels, and high-efficiency commercial ships for domestic use and global clients. These civilian platforms, backed by Indian design houses and a Navy's Warship Design Bureau, showcase India's shift toward a full-spectrum shipbuilding nation. We are capable of delivering everything from aircraft carriers to advanced research vessels and energy-efficient commercial ships. These integrated capability positions India strongly to become a global hub for shipbuilding, ship repair, and maritime innovation in the coming decade. In the spirit of the Samudra Utkarsh, secure at sea, prosperous through the sea, and empowered by the sea, I extend an invitation to all our international partners to build, sustain, innovate, and co-develop the next generation of the maritime capabilities together. Together we can create resilient supply chains, sustainable technologies, and can shape a maritime future that is innovative, inclusive, and secure, not just for India, but for the world. Friends, India stands ready to help shape the maritime century by building not only ships, but trust. I would like to repeat again. Friends, India stands ready to help shape the maritime century by building not only ships, but trust. Not only platforms, but partnerships. The oceans connect us all. The ocean connect us all. Through close collaboration, let us steer together toward a secure, prosperous, and sustainable maritime future. Before I conclude my address, I thank all esteemed delegates, experts, stakeholders, and partners present here today. Your insights and participation lends strength to this collective endeavor. I am confident that the deliberations in this seminar will be rich, forward-looking, and solution-oriented. May this forum become a catalyst for the deeper collaboration, stronger maritime capabilities, and a shared vision for a secure, prosperous, and sustainable maritime future. Thank you, and my best wishes for a productive and inspiring seminar. Thank you very much.